video, I'm going to show you how to make these little crescent shapes and the outlines for the head and the mouth and the little stitches going on here, the nose, these areas here, where the line goes from thin to thick and then thinned again. And the way we're going to make these is we're going to use two circles to overlap each other, and then we're going to cut out part of them. So here I have Sally being created. Here's her hair and her eyes and her nose and lips and mouth here. And then we've got the neck coming down underneath, which is going to need a little bit more work because it's a little too thick right now. So we're going to narrow these up and then something more like this. Yeah, maybe even more narrow. There we go, something like that. And anyway, let's go ahead and get started on this part. So to do this, what you're going to do is I'm going to start out just making a new file. And in here, we're going to start off with the circle. And this circle is going to be the base color. So let's say this is like Sally's head here. And she's got a round head. It's a circle. And then I want to make an outline around the side, or maybe a shadow on the side right here. Maybe I'll do a quick shadow, and then we'll do some outlines. So in order to do this, you have to have three parts. So you have to have one circle as the base, and then two circles that we're going to create the shadow from. So they're going to be the same size. We're going to duplicate this circle that we have. So one time, Command D, and we'll get a copy. And then we'll do Command D again, and now we have three circles that are all exactly the same size. I'm going to change the color of these to something a little bit darker so I can see what the end result is going to be. And then what I'm going to do is I can place this over the top of my first circle, and you want to get them to line up exactly. And then we can go through and kind of position this circle about where we want the shadow to be. So some tricks for this: you can make this bigger. This second circle, you can make it bigger to make this curve of less of an extreme curve. And then holding the Shift key, we're going to select the other circle. So now we have both of these two circles selected. The one on the bottom, see, these are the top two. I'm going to go ahead and label the one underneath the base. And then these two on the top are the ones that we're working with. And from there, we're just going to go right up here to these little buttons, these four little buttons, and we're going to hit the button that says Subtract. And that's it. That's going to give us our crescent right here. We subtracted the big circle from the smaller circle. And then we can go in and adjust the opacity of that layer, and you'll see that layer getting lighter and lighter, that crescent. And now up here we only have one ellipse. We don't have two anymore, we have one because we subtracted the other one. And I'm just going to go in and name that shadow. Alright, so that's the first step. The second step is wanting to get the outline, the black outline around the outside with that thin to thick to thin kind of line. So I'm going to press Command D and duplicate it. And then one more time, Command D. And I'm going to change the color of the back one. Here you can see it's named base again, but this is going to be outline now. And I'm just going to name that circle for right now. Circle. There we go. And I'm going to take the one that says outline, and I'm going to make it black, like this. And then by positioning this one very close to the other, you can see that the line fades away. It gets thick at the edge, and then thinner at the tops and bottoms. Now if I'm just using the arrow keys, you can move these back and forth on your screen, make them very thin if you want to. And then we'll select both of them. You want to make sure you're not getting the top one, and then we're going to do the same thing. Hit the Subtract button right there, and that's going to leave us with just the outline. And then we can place this up there, and it should snap on right onto the edge of it. So then we get this outer ring right here. And if you want to continue this, you can press Command D again and copy that one and then rotate it. And you can move it over to the other side. So you get this nice like cartoon quality look to the circle. I can select everything here, Command G to group together, and then label it head. Hopefully that helps.